Like when you're in that space, when you're in the Moab 240 and you're going uphill and you're in the middle of it's just deep suck.
Right.
How do you convey where that mental fortitude comes from? How do you bring that back? It's almost like you've got something you can't even hold in your hand,
right,
and you want to show it to people.
I take snapshots. So every time I'm in a bad situation, like, you know, I study it. And that's the only reason I do half the shit I do, is I'm studying this shit, because I know that I never thought I was going to be writing books and trying to help people get better. But I was always trying to do it because I knew I sucked. And so when you know you're trying to get somewhere, you know you suck, you know that you believe that you're a born loser, you are taking snapshots, man. Like, you know, you see something on your phone, like, oh man, I'm gonna take a fucking snapshot of that, or how do you do the little picture shit so you can save it on your phone? I do that in my mind. So when I get in these moments where I'm like, fucking, okay, wow, that's some fucking good knowledge right there, man. I snapshot it, because I know that I can use that later. I can use this, because I'm not out there most people, they go out and they run, and they go out and do, and they're like, oh, this is beautiful, look at the fucking mountains and the shit and all this bullshit. No, I don't like it. My body hurts, I'm hurting. How do we get through this? And it's a fucking, it's a lab. It's my mental lab. And so when I come home, I'm not forgetting it. And the second, like, every day I get done running, or every day I get through working, or every day I get through studying, whatever it is that brings me to that place of knowledge, I come home, and that book was mostly written on scratch piece of paper in hand. So I come home from running, and I write everything out. I write everything out, all those things. And as I'm running, I'm talking about it. So all these things that pop in my head as I continue to run, I'm going through it. I'm starting to layer it down. I'm starting to break it down into, okay, that happened. Okay, now let's layer this. Because that's just not how it happened. It just didn't happen that way. What led up to this? And so it becomes me by myself in school. I'm literally going to school right now, and I'm learning. So when I come home, I write it out. And then I'm able to write out, and I'm able to think about it and say, okay, oh, this is good shit. This will help me later on. And then it becomes what it is now.
And when you try to convey it to people, what do you when you're writing it out and when you're talking about it, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that this is going to get into someone's mind and this is going to help them motivate themselves? Or are you just trying to express yourself and let them do with it what they can?
I'm them.
You're them.
I'm them. And the fucked up thing about me, why I'm able to do it the way I'm able to do it, I'm not above them. I was never above them. A lot of people write where they are. They write where they are. Oh, yeah, like fucking you right now writing. You have a good life, man. You have a fucking good life. I don't write from that place. I write from the place that I am, the place that created who I am. I go back to that place. I call it going back to scratch. I can't write about David Goggins. Now, David Goggins now is a success. People want to get to feel whatever success is for them. They want to feel that. So I can't write it here at David Goggins successful. I must write at David Goggins fucking, man, I don't feel good about myself. And every day I go through that journey. So that's where it comes from. It comes from scratch. All that shit, all my knowledge comes from going back to where the real growth doesn't happen. When you make it so far in life, you make it so high up, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to be, there's no more growth. There's small growth. But you remember back when you fucking tried to become Joe Rogan you are now. How much growth was in that? Tons of growth. Learning, lessons learned. So I always rebuild. That's why I'm a fucking wildland firefighter now. Why I'm a fucking smoke jumper. I don't need to do that shit at all. But I don't learn anything from where I'm at now. There's no knowledge up here. The knowledge is down there in the fucking muck. So that's where I write. That's where I go back. That's where I learn. I always go back to school. I always go back to the basics. I always go back to first grade.